They tied Mira's wrists with ceremonial cord, the kind used for vows, not criminals. The symbolism cut deeper than the rope itself. The braid burned her skin with each step as guards marched her through frost-lit streets toward the high court. Eyes down, one snapped. She kept them forward. They had stripped her status, her voice, her place in the pack. Pride was the only thing still hers, and she would not surrender it. Snow drifted like ash. Windows glowed with morning lantern fire. Wolves in polished cloaks paused mid-stride, pretending concern while savoring scandal. Traitor. Thief! Omega, someone murmured, not with hate, with pity. Pity hurt more than venom. The palace doors opened. Cold met colder. Inside, the throne hall shone like winter carved into stone. Ice-bright pillars, mirrored marble, banners still as held breath. And at the dais stood the Alpha King, Cain Arden. Wolves called him Winter's Edge. Quiet, sharp, relentless. A ruler whose silence held more weight than most men's speeches. He did not sit. He watched her like a storm studies land before deciding where to fall. Name, the herald commanded. Mira. Rank? Omega. Charge, Lord Varen announced, stepping forward with a smile that glittered like broken glass. High treason, aiding rogues, tampering with military supplies. Murmurs rippled. Mira lifted her chin. I aided no one. I stole nothing. You were seen touching sealed crates after nightfall, Varen purred. The next dawn, ambush. Soldiers dead, supplies gone. Curious timing, isn't it? I moved spoiled grain out of the snow. Anyone with sense could smell the rot, she said. I warned the steward the locks were broken. He laughed. You expect us to believe a low-rank Omega noticed what trained guards missed? Varen asked. Yes, she answered. Because I listen. Because no one else looked. Laughter from the gallery, the polite elite kind, where cruelty hides behind manners. Cain did not laugh. Bring the records, he ordered. Scrolls, ledgers, trembling clerks, all rushed forward. Cain flipped through pages as if truth called to him from ink. Steward Wren, Cain said. Step forward. Wren swallowed hard. Your Majesty? Did you record Mira's warning? No. Did you change the locks without a second signature? Wren glanced too quickly at Varen. Yes. And who signed the transport route before the attack? A clerk's voice shook. Lord Varen, sire. Silence gathered like ice. Varen kept his smile. Coincidence. Cain's gaze fixed on Mira. Why didn't you run? Running makes a lie look true, and my name is mine. I do not drop it for convenience. His eyes shifted. The smallest crack in winter. Respect, dawning slow as sunrise. What else? Cain asked quietly. Most never asked for the rest of truth. They only wanted enough to feel righteous. A pup was sick, Mira said softly. Omega child. Turned away at the clinic. Medicine is for warriors, I was told. So I used my food token to buy herbs. The steward punished me for leaving my post. Clerks checked, found the record. A whisper rolled through the hall. No longer mockery, something new, something uneasy. Cain lifted a hand. Remove her bindings. Guards hesitated only a heartbeat before obeying. The ceremonial cord fell. Mira flexed her wrists, red marks blooming like faded scars, rediscovering themselves. Until further judgment, Cain said, Mira stands under royal protection. Gasps, shock, rage from some, jealous curiosity from others. He offered her water. A king offering an Omega water. Like equality, like respect. She took it, hand steady, only by force of will. What would you choose if you had an hour of freedom? He asked quietly. Mira blinked. No one asked Omegas about choices. Sit somewhere warm, eat without rushing, sleep without fear. His voice warmed, faint as hearth coal. 2 I can give now. Come. He walked ahead, not dragging, not commanding, leaving a space she could choose to fill. She followed. In a small chamber, fire crackled, bread steamed, tea smelled like peace. Tell me a wish, Cain said. A garden, Mira whispered. With sun and herbs, a place where pups can nap without being chased away. No throne, he teased, gentle as snowfall. No audience, she said, just breath. For a heartbeat, he looked almost human, not a king, not a weapon, just a man who remembered hunger and hoped for warmth. We inspect the depot tonight, he said. You will come. You saw what others missed. Before she could speak, a page burst in, breath white with panic. Your Majesty, the nursery. An intruder. Pups. Kane's expression cut from warmth to steel. Go, Mira urged. They need you. So do you. I am used to waiting. Not anymore. Guards formed around her, not a cage, a shield. The nursery door was broken. Toys scattered, nurses trembling. No blood, thank the moon. A pup whimpered under a bench. Mira knelt, voice soft as dream snow. Come hear my heartbeat. He crawled into her arms. She hummed the quiet Omega lullaby meant for frightened young. Peace flowed, drip by drip. The room breathed again. Kane returned, cloak dusted white with frost. Wren knelt bound beside a guard. A ledger lay open. Names, roots, bribes. Varen, Mira whispered. Kane nodded once. Tomorrow the council will hear truth, and you will speak. Me? I am no warrior. Strength is not only blood and claw, he said. Sometimes it is the voice that stands when no one expects it to. For the first time in years, Mira let herself imagine something other than survival. Hope flickered. Fragile, but real. Rest, Kane said. Tomorrow we change everything. Night wrapped the palace like a cloak of silver and shadow. Frost traced the window panes. Somewhere deep in the stone heart of the kingdom, truth waited to breathe. Mira sat beside the fire Kane had left for her. The warmth felt unreal, like a gentle dream she might wake from at any moment. Omegas did not sit in royal chambers. They did not speak in council. They did not matter. Yet here she was, palms warm, breath steady, heart daring to believe she might not be invisible anymore. A knock sounded, not sharp, not commanding, a quiet request. Kane stepped inside. His presence always shifted the air, but now something else rode on his stillness, a storm ready to break. Varen fled, he said. Mira's pulse stuttered. He runs because he is guilty. He runs because he underestimates who stands against him. His eyes softened on her. He thinks you are nothing. I have been nothing my whole life. No. His voice, low and steady as mountain stone. You were made to feel nothing. That is different. Silence stretched, warm, charged. I will not hide, she murmured. I did not bring you here to hide. He held out a cloak, thick wool lined with fur, not a royal one. Simpler, soft brown, meant for comfort, not display. When she took it, her hands brushed his. Heat spiraled up her spine. You asked for warmth, he said quietly, and safety. We begin there. They walked into the night. Snow fell in slow, heavy flakes, glowing in lantern light. The wind tugged at Mira's cloak, but she didn't feel cold. Kane moved at her pace, matching her steps, never leading nor following, walking with her. At the supply depot, guards bowed low. Murmurs fluttered like startled wings. Not mockery now, but respect shadowed by awe. The Alpha King had brought an Omega. That meant something would change here tonight. Inside, lanterns cast long shadows across crates and metal locks. Mira inhaled deeply. Grain, herbs, steel, oil, and beneath it, rot, she whispered. Same scent as before. Kane nodded. Search everything. Guards moved, crowbars lifted, crates cracked open, and there it was. Proof. Rotted grain, hollow crates, forged seals. Enough betrayal to starve a border pack. Enough treachery to start a war. Mira's heartbeat thudded. Fear, yes, but something else rose to meet it. Purpose. You will stand before the council at dawn, Kane said. Not as an accused Omega, as a witness. Will they listen? They will if I stand beside you. Her throat tightened. I do not want your shadow to be the reason they believe me. Then let mine be the reason they hear you, he answered. Your truth is enough to make them listen. She exhaled slow. Snow fell heavier. It felt like the world was holding its breath. Suddenly, steel scraped. A figure lurked at the far door. Cloak dark, step desperate. Varen. His eyes glittered with rage and panic. You dare bring her here, he hissed. An Omega? A nobody? You let her stain the council hall. Kane's voice cut cold. She saw what you hoped to bury. Varen's hand closed around a blade. Mira stepped forward instinctively, not toward Kane's protection, but between Varen and the crates. You destroyed food meant for pups, she said quietly. You let children starve to fill your purse. You are dirt beneath my heel. Yet you run from dirt, she answered. Rage twisted his face. He lunged. He never reached her. Wolves burst from the shadows. Royal guardians, silent and swift. In a heartbeat, Varen was pinned, steel torn from his grip, wrists bound tight. He struggled, snarling like a cornered beast. Kane moved to Mira, hands hovering near her shoulders, not touching, simply there. She shook once, breath trembling, then steadied. You stood unflinching, Kane murmured. Most warriors cannot claim that. I was afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing truth despite it. She swallowed. What happens now? Justice and future. He looked down at her hands. Small, scarred, steady. Walk with me. They returned to the palace, dawn beginning to glow pale and tender over frosted rooftops. The world felt new. Waiting. Listening. The council chamber filled, nobles in silver robes, banners stirring in a winter breeze. Mira stood before them, wrapped in the same humble brown cloak, hair loose, eyes clear. Whispers rose, then stilled. Kane stood at her side, not in front, not behind. Speak, he said softly, and she did. She spoke of broken locks, spoiled grain, hungry pups, dismissive stewards, forged ledgers. Her voice shook once, then steadied like a root gripping earth. Every word was truth. Every breath defied every year they told her she did not matter. When she finished, silence fell so heavy it felt like snow on bowed branches. Then, bowed heads. Respect, acceptance. Kane turned to her, voice soft enough only she heard. You have the heart of a Luna. She froze. I am no Luna. You are everything a Luna must be. Mira looked at him, truly looked. Not at the king carved from winter's steel, but the man who listened, the ruler who believed compassion was power. Then let me grow first, she whispered. Strength takes time. A slow smile touched his lips, rare, real, like sunrise melting frost. I will wait as long as you wish. Warmth bloomed low in her chest, steady and bright. She had been invisible, unwanted, branded traitor. Now she stood where truth lived, where her voice mattered, not because she was chosen by fate, but because she chose to stand. Sometimes power grows not from dominance, but from quiet endurance. Mira inhaled winter air. For the first time, it did not sting. It tasted like beginnings. And somewhere deep in the kingdom, wolves lifted their heads to the dawn, sensing shift, sensing change. Aluna was rising, and she had earned her crown in silence, strength, and truth. If gentle power, moonlit loyalty, and love that grows slow and steady warm your heart, there are more wolves waiting for you. Subscribe, stay close, and step back into the snow with me tomorrow. The pack is growing. You're part of it now.